Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're here in San Antonio, Texas for the big driving event for this vehicle right here. This is it. This is the all-new 2022 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. But before we get into this off-road supreme machine, let's talk about what's going on here. The Tundra, believe it or not, is the first ever Japanese full-size pickup truck from a Japanese auto manufacturer. It all happened in the year 2000. Before that, there was a little bit smaller truck, not a half-ton pickup truck. It was known as the T100. Now, obviously, Toyota has built a reputation for itself all about reliability and durability. Many Tundras over the past decade have gone well over 1 million miles, and this is the first time in a long time that we're seeing a total redesign, new chassis, bodywork, technology, and power plant. Now, of course, there's been a lot of discussion with the movement and the direction that the truck industry has been going in. A lot of changes, especially to the interior in all the different brands. But what I want to find out is this new Tundra the best one ever? And is the TRD Pro with that twin turbo V6 hybrid setup, is it better than the outgoing V8? Or should you look for that final year of the naturally aspirated V8 power? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our 2022 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro and find out. Right off the bat, the style. Absolutely digging the direction that they're going in. You got full LED headlights, LED daytime running lamps. You can see the LED turn signals as well. We have functional corner air vents that are those side air curtains. I like the design and the flat black and the fact that they're functional. We have a wider Tundra TRD Pro with that extra fender flare and body work that really gives it that menacing, technical, muscular strength. Now, when we come across the grille, because we have an all-new Toyota Tundra TRD Pro and it's wider, we now have the auxiliary lights that are required by the Department of Transportation. These illuminate because of that extra width. It's in a different class and those lights are required. I love the way they put TRD in each one of them across the top. And when you go TRD Pro, you're getting the Heritage grille. What does that mean? Toyota spelled out, nice metallic flat gray finish. Really pops out from the rest of the satin black. You have an integrated LED light bar to help illuminate what's in front of you. And this is from the factory. This is not an optional piece. Forward-facing camera, of course. And the way that they stamp the Tundra name, right smack dab in the center, is looking really good. We keep dropping down. Of course, not only the LED center lights, but we also have your traditional fog light setup, all LED. So this is gonna give you a nice, bright white light as you're going off-roaded, whether it's daytime or nighttime. You got the flat black, and then underneath, of course, you're gonna have full skid plate protection. That is part of the TRD off-road package, is having that under skid protection, the skid plate protection, to protect all those inner bits, to make sure you keep on trucking no matter what. Now, when we get up onto the hood, love the nice, powerful body lines. It has a V formation, which I like. If you look at Ford, if you look at Dodge, or I should say Ram or Chevy, everything is straight. It's nice to have a little bit of a V off. You got these flat satin black finishes on the hood. I am gonna have to zonk them. It would have been great if they were actually functional, but they do have the TRD Pro badge on it. Obviously, when you see the red, that is part of that package throughout the whole vehicle. Now, as we come around the bend, having a little bit height, you're looking at about 1.5 inches worth of extra height over your standard Tundra. We got all new wheels. These are Forged BBS 18-inch wheels. Love the way it's got the Pro kind of stamped in there. Really, really clean. That awesome brand BBS, making so many wheels for all sorts of applications. Like I said, 18-inch wheel. Tire is 285 on the width, meaty 55 series sidewall. And you can see we got those Falcon off-road tires. Look at the armor in the sidewall to make sure that you're going to be able to grip and gravel just through about anything. Suspension, You do have the option for an adaptive suspension, but not on the TRD Pro. What you're getting are those TRD springs, all new upper control arms, that double wishbone suspension, and it's really gonna allow you to take the real use of what this truck is all about, no matter what the road underneath you is doing. I do like this techno camo design on the fender flare, something just different, and it looks really, really 21st century. But as we go down the rest of the truck, you're gonna have gloss black on the mirror caps. I love the way that they blacked out the A-pillar, gives it a nice, clean look. You have satin black on the door handles, no running boards, and that's good because we don't need to be catching that anywhere on any brush or rocks or anything like that. You have gloss black around the window treatment. So glad they didn't use any bright, shiny metal work or anything like that. As we work towards our rear bed, that 5.5-foot bed, this is an all-new carbon composite bed, aluminum reinforced, just like on the smaller sibling, the Tacoma. That's gonna be resistant to corrosion, dense, and can still take that heavy payload, which we'll talk about in a second. Now out back, you'll notice that we have that Fox suspension, all four corners. Love that new body on frame construction. Really gonna give you that nice strong durability. And then wrapping it around the rear, really digging the nice body lines that they put into the fenders. Instead of just having a flat slab, it really gives you some nice clean design. Of course, we're gonna get new LED taillights at the tail end of the business. Really illuminate nice and bright, more of that techno camo design. And then another thing I wanna point out is just like up front, the way that they integrated the rear bumper, super clean, and really just gives it a unique look from the back, the tail end of the business. Of course, you're gonna get full tow capability. We're gonna talk about those numbers. I'm gonna have Lloyd kind of swing around a little bit to show you that we do have that TRD exhaust, nice dual outlet, staggered with the TRD logo embossed on the side. Very nice touch. And then watch how we're gonna open up this rear tailgate. New way of doing it. Say your hands are full. You got all those boxes of Twinkies. You're like, how am I gonna open up the tailgate? That's not gonna work. So what you're gonna do is, boom, nice soft release. You can see a little bit larger interior in the bed. It does have that nice bed liner already from the factory. You got your tie down locations. You got LED bed lighting, which is great. And then on the passenger side, you do have a power source for when you're going camping, when you're going off-roading with your dirt bikes. Of course, just like Tundras before it, you have that power rear glass that drops down. And you'll notice different camera technology there. We do have a digital rear view mirror that is new on the Tundra. Another thing I want to point out, besides that bold Tundra name, is Toyota decided not to have some gimmicky folding tailgate. They know that their customers put a lot of heavy things in the back of their truck, and they felt like if they try to have like a step system, that would take away from the integrity. So we have a nice standard style rear tailgate. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's pop the hood and see what's powering our new Tundra. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hydraulic hood struts. Now, traditionally, you would find that V8 engine underneath the hood of a Tundra. No more, and that's the big question. Is this new Toyota Tundra, especially the TRD Pro, is it any lesser of an off-road truck without that V8? But feast your eyes on what we have. Before I say anything though, remember this is a pre-production, so a lot of the finishes might be a little bit different when you get it from your dealership. It's about 95 to 98% spot on the money, but guess what we have? We have that 3.5 liter twin turbo V6, all new for 2022. Ours though is not just the iForce, it's the iForce Max. So what does that mean? 437 horsepower, 583 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an all-new 10-speed automatic transmission. So think about this. We got way more horsepower than the V8. Even the standard IMAX engine has 389 horsepower, which is actually 8 more horsepower than the naturally aspirated V8, and we're getting oodles and oodles and oodles of more torque from that electric motor setup. So how does it work? It's a traditional parallel hybrid system. So what that means is the electric motor is sandwiched in between the engine and the transmission to give us that extra boost. And if you're wondering what type of battery do we have on board, it's a nickel metal hydride battery that's located underneath the rear passenger seat. The best news is better towing. 12,000 pounds of towing capacity, 1,940 pounds of payload capacity. So you're looking at that better fuel economy. And then don't forget, out back we got that all new multi-link independent rear suspension. MPGs, no official numbers released yet, but Toyota is saying a combined on this particular truck of 20 MPGs combined, which would make it a class leader. But why don't we go ahead? You can see tasteful engine cover. I love that Max logo that they have, signifying that this is hybrid. You got your hybrid setup over on the passenger side, but let's get to that best part. Let's fire up this new Tundra TRD Pro and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the all-new 2022 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. Wow, this is really a special situation with this truck. So iconic. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I'm loving the style. I'm curious about the price. I'm curious to see how it drives because I'm debating on whether I should get rid of my V8 Tundra. I think I might miss the V8, but I'm waiting to see what you have to say about it. But how much is this truck? Unfortunately, pricing is not available yet. It's supposed to come in the next few weeks, so stay tuned. We will definitely let you know. They say it's going to be very, very competitive to what the competition is bringing to the table with their trucks. But let's go ahead. Let's find out what you're going to be getting for the money and if you're going to be missing your V8 Tundra to the door panels. Absolutely love the style. Now remember, this is a pre-production unit, so some of the finishes are going to be different that you see when you get it at your dealership, but up top, nice soft material. I love the way they made the top portion flat because that makes sense for your arm. Red contrast stitching because this is a TRD Pro, and ours has the two-tone interior with that cherry red and some white contrast stitching. Nice padded armrest with yet even more red stitching. And then guess what? We have the official TRD Twinkie tray. 3 Twinkies easily will fit in the center. Down below, you got a decent sized door pocket. You could easily get a Texas size bison burger in there and 2 bottles of freshly squeezed milk straight from a San Antonio cow, the best in the world. Now going from the door panel to the dash, I love the large AC vents. Another thing you're gonna notice is that great interlocking design. Just like on the outside, everything just looks so well put together as you would expect from Toyota. And there's that heritage badge. They brought it to the interior. I like that touch. There's this satin metal style finish that looks really great. Soft touch in the center. It's hard touch up top, but the great news is it's a flat black, so you're not gonna get a ton of glare. This though is what you've been waiting for. This is the all new 14-inch infotainment system. Now, if you go limited, platinum, $1,794 or TRD Pro, it comes standard. It's optional on the SR5, not available on the SR trim. And if you're wondering, well, what's base? Base is an 8-inch system. Now, with this system, you're gonna see all new technology. Look at how intuitive it is. You could actually take the navigation map and rotate it. You could squeeze, zoom out, zoom in, flip it around, real easy to use. We've showed you daytime mode. This is nighttime mode. You could set it up any which way that you want. And then wait until you see what else we have. You go into settings, you set up your user profile. Everything is stored in the cloud. Yes, right above your head. That will allow you to have different drivers And what that means is you set up the profile that's gonna save all your downloads, your Sirius XM presets, your seat settings, the whole 9 yards, and it's all easily obtainable just by going into setup. Another thing is this has over-air updates. So with that Wi-Fi setup, Toyota will be able to update the technology in this system as you are owning it so that the system is never out of date. That's super smart. Here's another thing. Bluetooth devices. You could actually pair 2. Do you see that? V for victory, V for 2 cell phones you could pair to the system. And the great news is if you get a call, you don't have to switch between the phones by going into the system. It does it automatically for you. This does have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. I want to show you another feature. We come down into, and like I was saying, look how fast that is. Super fast. Sound and media. We go down to Sirius XM. You then could get alerts for all your different sports organizations to find out what your favorite team is up to and how they're doing. NHL, NBA, MLB, NFL, the whole 9 yards. That really brings that personalization into play with this system. Love that setup. You even have a new voice command system, which I'm going to show you when we start the drive. But let me show you the backup camera. Throw it into reverse. Look how clear the resolution is. Nice large camera screen. And you see how it's using most of the real estate here? That's another nice feature, especially with the 360-degree camera. Put it back into park, and we're right back to where we started. You have your dual climate control. I'm digging the toggle switches. On this TRD Pro, we now have heated seats and ventilated seats. Thank you, Toyota. And a heated steering wheel. Look at how they do the truck symbol for your recirculation of the air. We got a USB. You got an actual volume knob, which is a nice touch. And the TRD on button, because we're driving the first ever hybrid setup, not the V8 anymore. And that's been the big discussion. More toggle switches. Hit view, you get that wonderful 360 view. You could really count how many rocks are off to the side of the dirt road here. First time ever, locking rear diff on the Tundra TRD Pro. Nice to have that. Wireless charging, a supersized cubby here where you could easily put, I would say, about 250 Buffalo nickels. Just fill that right up, collect your Buffalo nickels. We got our shifter for the 10-speed automatic. TRD, love the two-tone style. And then for the first time ever, on top of a locking rear diff, we got mode selection. I'll show you more of this when you come to the business side of things, but you just twist the knob to go through your different modes. We got crawl control, another first-time setup, and we have smart straight backup for towing. That will guarantee that you will always put your boat in nice and straight and you don't even have to use your hands. Love the way they got a nice push and slide switch for 2 high, 4 high, and 4 low for the 4x4 system. 2 cup holders. Of course, we got a key fob, updated key fob, hybrid setup there. Nice and clean, good size. We're in the #1 truck, the white TRD Pro. More soft touch with stitching. Check this out. Open it up. Look at that. You could easily put some toothpicks in there, so when you're done eating your pork rinds, you could pick it out of your teeth. And then we're not done yet. Open it up, maximum size, USB-C, USB, and then we got a plethora of different trays in here. So maybe you could put some arrowheads that you found out on your local campgrounds or preservation site. You have a place for some real wood pencils, not those yellow ones that you get from the store, the actual real wood thing. And then you could easily put, I would say, a set of spurs in here. So it's a pain to drive with your spurs on. Don't ask me how I know that. So it's nice to just have a place to throw your spurs after a hard day on the ranch. Seats, love the red material, that soft text material. TRD Pro with the camo design in the interior. We got electric assist for the passenger. I got power assist over here. We got a digital rear view mirror and power sliding full panoramic sunroof. That's what I'm talking about. Nice to have that new technology amenities in the TRD Pro, but why don't you get your doggies over here? I want to show you behind the wheel of this all-new Tundra. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. I got 2 memory seat settings on this TRD Pro. Of course, we're going to have those nice aluminum brake and throttle pedals. Large dead pedal, but I am gonna zonk it. I would like to see an aluminum dead pedal. Don't worry about the floor mats. These are just the standard ones. You will get TRD Pro floor mats. And of course, the red seat belt that add that 5 extra horsepower. Seat controls are easy to get to, especially the lower lumbar. Very, very nice touch. And then I am in love what they did with the steering wheel. You got your TRD badge, nicely placed in there. Look at the leather with the red stripe up top, so you know where top dead center is. Even the way that they did the stitching, the simulated stitching on the horn button. My only thing is I wish they would have blacked out the Toyota badge. I think that would have been a nice sick look, or give me the Toyota Heritage badge. But you're gonna get that Toyota Sensing 2.5 technology, a little bit of gloss black, everything else is flat black. And then check out, you want 12 inches? I'm gonna give you 12.3 inches of digital display. This is standard on the TRD Pro, and you got a ton of information that you could scroll through. And then watch this. You have your boost gauge and your max gauge. That's for the hybrid battery setup. But look at what we got, drive modes. So you go into sport, normal, and eco. First time ever on a TRD Pro. I think the other zonk, and I know there was a lot of people asking, no head-up display, which is a little bit of a bummer. But have we come a long way? Are you missing the V8 yet? Let's see. Let's get into the back seat and see how your passengers are gonna love this new TRD Pro Tundra. All right, guys, back seat time, and this is where your passengers are gonna even love the Tundra even more with this crew cab setup. Nice to have tons of room back here, more than some of the barns around here in San Antonio. So that's the crazy thing. Now, backs of the seats, you're gonna have that soft text material, nice bright red. Look at the large pockets in here. You could easily put, I would say, 6 to 7 Texas rattlesnakes in there. Just please be careful. If you do get bit, I've already warned you. So just a little bit of a heads up on the rattlesnakes. 2 cup holders. Like I said, get a couple of those metal cans of milk, freshly squeezed from that cow. And then my zonk are the rear AC vents. I don't like the size, and I definitely don't like the placement. It would have been nice to have 2 sets, one somewhere in the frame. But the good news is you do have that extra tray here for atomic fireballs and Jolly Ranchers. Plus, we got connectivity, USB, USB-C, and your home power source. I have my own pocket over here. I'm not putting any rattlesnakes though. I'm just gonna leave it empty for right now because I'm kind of full. I know that's a first on Raiti's Rides. How is Joe full? But I'm kind of full. I've been eating a lot of barbecue here in Texas. It's good though, so that's all good. Seats. Nice armrests, soft like some Charmin that you just wiped your butt with. And then, of course, normally there would be under seat storage, but what do we have? We have that battery setup underneath the passenger seat for the hybrid setup in this iForce Max Tundra TRD Pro. But if you're ready, I'm ready. We got the glass at the cab that we could drop down, just like in Tundras before. But you know what? We need to find out. Are you gonna miss that V8? Are you gonna wake up and say, I should have had a V8 today? Oh no, that's the drink. But we're gonna go on throttle in this twin turbo V6 hybrid and find out. All right, guys, so we're driving this TRD Pro right now through the asphalt jungle. Don't worry though, because we are going to be going off-road in this vehicle as well. But very happy to have the iForce Max. And I'm gonna slow down just a tad here. On throttle, here we go. Wow, that 10 speed drops down very, very quickly. Obviously, we have the navigation telling us which way to go and what to do. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, well within reach. And I'm really digging just how nicely integrated this is. Let me see what's going on here, road rise. On throttle, here we go, drops down. Wow. Smooth shifts on the brakes. I love the way when we go on throttle, how that max readout just really showcases what's going on with that battery pack. And remember, we're talking about that parallel electric motor situation. So it's sandwiched between the engine and the transmission to give us that extra oomph that allows this TRD Pro to accelerate like none other before it. All right, guys, really interesting sitting here without the engine on, obviously part of that hybrid setup, but we're gonna go on throttle as soon as that light turns green. You can see the great camera. Here we go, on throttle. Yeah, we gotta merge. We're gonna be able to merge. I'm telling you, smooth shifts from the 10-speed automatic. All right, guys, let's show the passing capability of this truck. Real simple, on throttle, here we go. Allows you to get around those slower moving vehicles when it's legally allowable. And I'm telling you, it's really nice how the transmission just drops down and you are off and running. Going through these nice long bends really shows the great feedback coming to the wheel, and visibility is awesome, especially the side mirrors, looking out the windshield. The A-pillars are pulled really far apart, and that's what's going to allow you to be able to enjoy driving this as well. All right, guys, we are in the Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. We have that Max system, which is the hybrid setup, going up this hill. Looking good, loving the action with this TRD suspension, that multi-link independent rear suspension, double wishbones up front. Feeling really, really, really good in this vehicle. We're using the new crawl control feature. And here we go. There we go, up and over. Love this action. Really, really nice.
So much smooth.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Have fun.
Thanks. So they refined the crawl control system to really give you great, smooth interaction. We're gonna be mindful of the trees here, and we are going up, 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 and away. Love the camera angles. All right, guys, we're gonna do a little bit of on throttle here. Nice and straight. On throttle, here we go. Yeah! Great acceleration, especially with this freaking Max system. Really, really awesome setup there. Here's where you get a real test of what's going on. We're going over the logs. So this is really gonna show that suspension travel, suspension action. We have, of course, the amazing crawl system control. Really, really just wonderful setup here. Going through this with the springs, all that suspension travel really allows it to do its thing. And you got the skid plates, remember, so that's going to be really, really helpful. And then you could also see the ruts that we got going on here. Major, major rut action. Look at this. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this. Right into the hole. Driver's side. Boom. Coming on out. Piece of cake. This thing is killer. Really is. But I hope that you've really gotten a great idea on-road and off-road in this TRD Pro. We're going to get back to where it all started and wrap it up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been an amazing time here in San Antonio. Definitely want to thank the whole Toyota team for allowing Raiti's Rides access to the 2022 Tundra TRD Pro IMAX. I don't know, man. There's that old saying, there's no replacement for displacement, but boy, oh boy, is there some technology in this new Tundra that might argue that case. Let me know in the comment section. Let Toyota know in the comment section. Are you happy with this engine setup, or are you still missing that naturally aspirated V8 power? Put it in the comment section, because guess what? They're big fans of Raiti's Rides here at Toyota, and they read through those comments. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Raiti's Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen of the ranch out here in San Antonio. She's locking down the Longhorns and locking down this TRD Pro Tundra. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. Show her some love in the comment section, guys. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.